Hello and welcome to a very special video. Let's talk about the purpose of criticism. So I'm going to hit you up with a quote from Matthew Arnold. A disinterested endeavor to learn and propagate the best that is known and thought in the world. And I'm going to add, to understand the faults and the failings of those things as well. To be able to judge if the good outweighs the bad, and to be able to lodge it upon your own dealings, effectively being able to leverage it so that you can make the best choices for yourself. Criticism should be disinterested. It should be cold. It should be objective. And that is a problem over the years that I have noticed, is that many of my videos are based on the idea of, here's a problem as I see it. If this is a problem you're having, here's ways I think you can get on and find better ways to handle things. Find better places to spend your time, to have an improvement in your time. Because you have a finite amount of time, and I don't want you to waste it on something that you aren't getting maximum value out of. And for this, I have been called an engagement bot. I have had people tell me that I should uninstall myself from Minecraft and other fun things like that, because they don't believe anyone genuinely wants to help someone on the internet. Every video I've ever put up, I have assumed would never get views. I assumed no one cared, but I was going to say it anyways. And I'm not going to go away, and I'm not going to stop doing that. At least until, Google decides I need to go. And then I'm probably going to be gone. But I'll be yelling it in the streets. Regardless, criticism is an important part of our lives. It's not meant as an attack on someone. It's not meant to devalue you. It's not meant to make you feel as if you, as a person, are less. It's an attempt to quantify something. It's an attempt to help. Now, I understand that many will identify with a product and will take these as personal attacks. That many will never have watched this far into a video to listen to a man rambling in the internet about how he hopes to bring some value and help to their life. But criticism is a vital thing. It is an art that I see in many ways being devalued, being cast aside, because people cannot separate themselves from the things they have or care about. It's hard in many cases to take criticism. Don't get me wrong. The last thing you want to do is, for example, have a loved one tell you that you're messing up. For someone to tell you that that new car you got has got some problems. Someone to criticize your pastime and say, well, that company or that group or that thing is being shady, and here's why. It makes you feel as if you're making a mistake, as if you are misspending your time, that you are the person at fault. And that's not usually what it is. It's usually to bring something to light in the hope of trying to improve it. I've never seen as much as the Warhammer community and the Nintendo community, so many people who get personally upset that someone criticizes something, that someone says that you should get a better product, that you should get more, and it's absolutely stunning. I've never encountered it so much in my life. Now, there might be other areas where people are even more sensitive, but I want to put this out there. I'm not attacking you personally. I'm not judging your politics. I'm not judging you as a person. All I'm saying is I want you to have a better product. I want you to get better time out of it. I want you to get more value. Criticism isn't definitely needed, and it's not hard or not easy to take. It's hard to give in a manner which people will take as anything but a personal and vicious attack on themselves. But I don't mean it as an attack. I often say things from a personal stance in the way of this is how I feel about it. This is what I think about it. This is what I value about it. These are the practices that I think are a negative. And to have people scream and shout and cry that you're an idiot is quite the moment in life. I gotta be honest. The thing is, there are people who are far better at it than I am. The problem I have is that I speak in this very plain manner and I care about the end user. I want you to have the best product possible. I want you to get the most value for your time. Your money is effectively your time. You trade your time for money. Then you trade your money for things. So you're trading time. No matter what you do. And you can never recover that. You can never get those things back. And it perplexes me the amount of people who get angry when you say your time should be respected. You should be respected. They shouldn't call you a pig. They shouldn't just cast everyone who disagrees with something as some horrible monster or bigot. We should not extend good faith to other people. We should have that. We should think that we might disagree with someone, but hey, they're not a bad person. They're not a bad individual. Maybe they just value other things. When a company comes out and tells you you won't be missed, when a company blatantly, and let's be quite honest, in my opinion, lies, when a company goes after its own customers, you got to call it out. You have to go, this is not good behavior, because the circular firing squad will come back for you. The tiger might eat you last, but the tiger will eat you. The idea that your politics are going to be sacrosanct means nothing. They will come for you eventually. And you sitting there basically rooting it on is a stupid thing, because you're going to get a worse product. Now, those people, they might not care. They might feel nothing towards that. And that's perfectly fine, because I discount them. Because they're not people who deserve anything to be considered. They do not deserve to be put into the same position as a person who actually cares. A person who actually wants the best. For example, I very much dislike Catalyst Games Labs. I think that they are poor stewards of not just Battletech, but also Shadowrun. I think the way in which they treat their community is poor. I think the way in which they run their Kickstarters and treat the people who've given them money is absurd. I think many very negative things based off their actions and behavior are bad. But the problem is that people who are okay with you being abused will embrace every bad behavior from a company while it's being conducted towards you. But they're so blind in their hatred and bitterness, their unwillingness to accept that someone might be critical of something, that they will accept that you are going to get hit with the stick and blind themselves to reality that eventually the alligator turns around and bites you too. Criticism is a valuable tool. It is an important part of what makes things better. If people hadn't been critical over time, you wouldn't be getting improvements in terms of models. You wouldn't get improvements towards daily life. You wouldn't have models like this. You would have models like came out in the 80s that have charm. I actually absolutely love some of those derpy sculpts, especially for the Battletech ones. You should check them out. But you were never going to move towards that point if someone didn't see the flaws because they wanted to save the feelings of the sculptor. Not to have him improved, not to have him do better, but to trap him in a permanent state of mediocre attempts to never be able to reach for more, refine themselves, and become something more, because those people hate you and they deserve to be treated as nothing but jackasses. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.